Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Logan, and we're going to be going over my 240SX build today and also be doing a build breakdown and a little bit of ownership history with it.
All right, so this is originally a 1990 Nissan 240SX. Was delivered originally into the Houston area, where it spent a little bit of time as a dealership loaner, which I thought personally was pretty interesting for its history. After it was purchased in Houston, it kind of bounced around owners a little bit before eventually becoming SR20 swapped and being purchased by one of my good friends in Louisiana, where he brought it from Houston back to Louisiana itself. After my friend selling it to me, I took it back and revived the SR20. Had some fun with it. It was actually a very reliable car for the most part, except for its little gremlins here and there, just from being old and sitting around. Then I started to have wiring issues, which eventually led me to wanting to get rid of the SR just due to having an issue finding genuine parts and genuine parts at the store rather. And onto the swap portion. What led me to originally swap an LS into the build was just the ease of parts being in the United States and having access to parts at every single auto parts store that you would come across, such as like ignition coils, injectors, sensors, things of that nature.
All right, guys, so going on to the actual power plant and drivetrain. This is a LS, as we could tell. It is a Gen 453, 58 tooth reluctor wheel crank, all the necessary accessories with that. This is actually my second engine. My first one had a ringland failure, disintegrated piston number 7, unfortunately. So we had to swap in this second motor. Going on from there, we have a VS Racing next gen 7875 turbo, going to a Amazon intercooler. It'll get replaced or upgraded eventually. Going to the actual intake itself, Holley sheet metal intake, down to some Snake Eater Performance 1000s injectors. Built 243 heads. We got Brian Tooley Racing dual 660 valve springs, as well as a Brian Tooley Racing trunnion upgrade on there. So I personally would consider these kind of built heads that flow a little bit better with boost and hold pressure. Have a full Holley out of the box accessory drive for a Camaro spacing, as well as a Summit Racing dampener. Onto the cooling, we have a Chase Bays tucked radiator with dual Mishimoto Raceline fans, keep the car nice and cool. After installing these fans, we'll take a step back. Originally I had some really small Amazon fans on here, and I would always have issues with the car staying cool. It never would overheat, but it would always get really hot very quickly, and I would always have to put it around and back it off a lot more than I'd want to. So we upgraded to these Mishimoto Raceline fans. They flow double what I had on there, and now the car doesn't go above 210 degrees even on a hot day after beating it. It stays really nice and cool. As far as the exhaust, we have a CX Racing S13, S14 Turbo LS exhaust kit. Personally, I don't really like the design of the kit. I feel like it's very hard to access the spark plugs. In order to access them, you actually have to take the manifolds off, which I don't like. I think it's kind of counterintuitive. It's like if you need a spark plugs on the track or something like that, you have to take the entire system off. It makes it what should be a 30-minute job turn into a 3-hour job. So going to the actual swap portion of the car, we are using some ISR swap mounts with a Canton Racing oil pan. The pan depth itself would probably worry a lot of people. Personally, it doesn't really bother me that much. This is a very low car, but running 18s all the way around, it does keep a little bit of ground clearance. I've never had an issue with scraping except for the exhaust, but we see how low that hangs. On to the transmission and clutch, we have a Tremec T56 Magnum F. Probably has around 400 miles on it at this point after the swap of me driving it around and doing things, taking it to events. As far as the clutch goes, we have a center force dyad clutch and flywheel combo. Honestly, a little overkill for what this build is, but it's better to have a clutch that holds rather than a clutch that's slipping. Onto drive shaft, we have a Collins adapter built drive shaft paired to a 350Z diff, 350Z axles into an S13 subframe. As you can see, these fuel lines hanging down, these are actual steel braided PTFE lined hoses from Summit Racing themselves. Obviously they don't, these are custom made lines. Whenever the car went into storage a little bit, I had to dump all the E85 out. So that's why the lines themselves are hanging down. I need to hang those back up whenever I get the chance. On the topic of the fuel system, we are running a Radium triple fuel pump top hat hanger with twin AEM 340 fuel pumps. As you see, the wiring is a little all over the place, but we're going to be tidying that up a little bit. This is going to be running out to PTFE lines that I was just talking about, into the Snake Eater 1000s injectors, back to a return system. We're going to be replacing this fuel pressure regulator. I don't really like the brand. We're going to be swapping to something a little bit more reliable. And onto the interior of the car. As you can tell, the interior is almost mostly stock, except for some S14 seats. Tried my best to try and maintain or retain all of the factory OEM interior pieces, just to try and make it feel like not as much of a race car, but more of a street car. That will be changing a little bit in the future. As you can see, we got some spare parts in the back seat. We're going to be dyeing this vinyl in some coming videos and making it a little bit darker in here, just to kind of match the theme that we're going for. We're also going to be doing it full interior makeover in the coming videos as well. Moving on to the exterior of the car, we are actually running a pair of 40 mil D-Max over fenders in the front. These are not my style, so I went ahead and ordered some different ones. Stay tuned for a later video to find out what those are, as well as some replica actually, but they fit very, very nice D-Max over fenders for the rear as well. These are 40 mils. Also, don't really like the style of these, so I went ahead and ordered some other ones to fit the fronts. As far as wings and body kits go, we have actually every single piece for the body kit here, minus the hood. The hood is still in Japan, coming in, patiently waiting for updates for that so we can get this thing put together and kitted